Edo today is one of Nigeria's most promising subnationals with the highest propensity for continental dominance. The state's economy has undergone revolutionary changes in the last 6 years in response to efforts at building a virile and resilient economic, cultural, and industrial base. From a struggling civil service state that could hardly boast of a handful of industrial concerns at the turn of the century, the state has been transformed into a thriving economic hub. With the coming of Governor Godwin Obaseki, the politician who was minted in the boardroom, with a vision to rejig the state's economy and build strong institutions to drive growth and development, Governor Obaseki laid out extensive plans to transform the fortunes of the state, build a vibrant business environment, and unlock the state's potentials as one of Africa's leading subnationals, where its people can thrive and prosper. Realizing that the task of building a resilient economy required strategic cooperation, Governor Obaseki engaged with key stakeholders and partners to develop an investment space to drive change and achieve sustainable development. These partnerships were built in the course of the 6 editions of the Alaghodaro Summit, a yearly gathering of private investors in Edo State to help fashion policies, reforms, and programs to make the state attractive to private capital and better structured to engage with investors. In the early days of the Governor Godwin Obaseki-led administration, he acquired a curious reputation as the MOU governor, a trend that grew from his penchant for building alliances with partners, which has now transformed the state, making it stand out among its peers in the country. While many may have thought the exercises were mere formalities, today it is clear to all that the agreements were clearly thought through, leading to strategic engagements which have turned Edo to the toast of investors in the country. The future-focused plans of the governor are anchored on a 30-year vision being encapsulated in the Edo City Master Plan and the Edo Regional Development Master Plan, 2 documents that provide a roadmap for the state's development trajectory up till 2050. The central theme is to make Edo the best subnational on the African continent to live and prosper in the next 30 years. The master plans have been broken into 5-year incremental plans that capture different development themes to ensure ease of implementation and stakeholder buy-in. The Governor's Transformation Program kicked off with the civil service after entering into strategic partnership with the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, UNITA, DAI, McTay Consulting, Greenfields Consultancy, among others. The state government established the John Odigie Oyegun Public Service Academy to retool the public service for better service delivery. To further strengthen the system to be formidable and stand the test of time, the government introduced the Edo State Civil Public Service Transformation and Enhancement Program, Edo STEP, an initiative to improve efficiency with deployment of the state-of-the-art technology and improvement of the work environment. Public servants are now placed on yearly training schedule to ensure that they are equipped with up-to-date tools and knowledge to deliver on their tasks. Partnerships can be said to be the life force of the Governor Obaseki-led administration. It percolates through the key development initiatives embarked upon by the administration. This is true with the foundational reforms of the education sector, where partnerships were entered into with Bridge International, the World Bank, and the World Economic Forum for the Edo State Basic Education Sector Transformation, Edo BEST program. The initiative is forward-looking and trend-setting in its impact on the education sector in the state. Building from the ground up, the governor has trained not less than 15,000 teachers who deliver lessons using tablets in educating over 300,000 pupils in primary and junior secondary schools across the state. The systemic shift has ensured that students learn 3 times more than they used to learn in a term before. The evidence of this change has been verified by the World Bank and the World Economic Forum, who have showered encomiums on the state government for leading the way in addressing learning poverty across the globe. This partnership matrix was also deployed in strengthening the security architecture in the state, with the Edo State Security Network perfectly synced with the federal government security agencies. The state has improved intelligence gathering and community policing, which has greatly enhanced the security of lives and property in the state. To build a resilient economic base, the state government sought partnership across the investment landscape, reaching out to strategic actors who will help bring the governor's vision for an industrialized state to light. These actors, through MOUs with the state government, have injected over $2 billion of private capital to drive economic rejuvenation. To rejig the economy for growth, the state government signed a power purchase agreement, PPA, with Osyomo Power Company, which facilitated the establishment of a 95 megawatt Osyomo Power Company. The vision for the project was to create a sustainable pathway for power provision in the state to drive industrial growth. The federal and state governments have enacted legislations to make room for the creation of electricity market in the state, which provides a sustainability model for the power company. In line with this, the company is expanding its power infrastructure, extending its distribution network and generation capacity to serve more communities and industrial clusters. With a rich agricultural heritage, the state government decided to reenact the agricultural boom of the 1970s and the 1980s. To do this, the government entered into a partnership with the Africa Palm Oil Initiative to salvage its forest assets after studies showed that over 70% of its forest assets had been deforested by human activity. The government established the Edo State Oil Palm Program, which has attracted over $500 million investment into the state. The program is hailed as being the largest oil palm program in Africa. Under the program, over 120,000 hectares of oil palm plantation is being cultivated. To preserve the state's forest cover, the government mandated that investors must reserve 20% of their allocated land, even as it has also passed a law for the establishment of the Edo State Forestry Commission. Other investors that have leveraged on the ease of doing business reforms in the state include Saro Africa Group of Companies, which is developing an integrated farm in Ikpoboka local government area of the state. The more established conglomerates in the state, such as Okomu PLC, Presco PLC, Dangote PLC, Bua PLC, continue to expand their investments as a result of the strong partnership framework implemented in the state, which has enhanced the ease of doing business. From institutionalizing youth empowerment schemes such as the Edo State Skills Development Agency Edo Jobs for sustainability and training over 15,000 software engineers, the state is forward-looking in its quest to dominate the technological space by promoting youth enterprise. The culture and tourism space is also being transformed with the Edo State Tourism Master Plan. The plan provides for the establishment of a cultural district which will comprise not less than 3 museums, an arts pavilion, entertainment hubs, shopping malls, and many more assets to ramp up tourism receipts. The iconic Edo City Mall, being built in partnership with ShopRite, is on the way to provide a unique shopping experience to Benin residents. Edo State, under Governor Godwin Obaseki, has craftily built a state that can weather economic storms with the far-reaching reforms critical infrastructural projects, and people-oriented initiatives implemented in the state to drive growth. Governor Obaseki has transformed the narrative of modern Edo State and placed the state on a path to prosperity anchored on solid fundamentals that would stand the test of time. For Edo people, it is a new dawn. The future is assured. Edo truly is being made great again. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Alaghodaro 2022.